Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right, we enter year number 3, episode number 3, and we are slowly, if I can say it right, we are slowly progressing with this team. We're building Drake May up. We are building up the receiving core. We're building up that defense. Ramondre Stevenson's killing it. The rest of the team is slowly starting to get better. It's just going to take maybe another year or two for us to actually build that core that can take us to the playoffs. Now, maybe this team surprises me and makes the playoffs in this episode. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's always a possibility. And we are getting to the point where we're going to have to figure out what's the playbooks that we want to use to dominate this dynasty, to build this dynasty. Do we want to stick with New England's playbooks? I don't know if they're going to get the job done. Do we want to go to Kansas City? Do we want to go to Buffalo? Probably not Baltimore. Do we want to go to Dallas? Do we want to go to Cincinnati? Do we want to go to, what's some other decently powered ones? Not really Tampa Bay anymore. I don't know. Do we want to go to whatever other playbooks that we think could be super high powered, or do we stick with the New England Patriot playbooks? I guess we'll find out. We'll see how we do when we start to get a little bit of a better team. But year number 3 is about to be underway. If you guys going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get year number 3, episode number 3 underway. So this is the team. This is where we stand at year number 3. Drake May is starting to slowly develop. He's now an 84 overall. I think he's going to continue to get even better and better, as he should. Ramondre is a pretty good player. We've got Demario Douglas to an 85 overall. I just wish that one of these guys would get a freaking development trait. They're just not getting it for some reason. We've got a pretty good offensive line. We do need to add some upgrades. I don't think that Okafor is going to be the solid option for the long haul. We do have Larry Fitzgerald that could maybe fit that hole, but then does DeJuan Jones become the solid option at right tackle? Who knows? I don't really know what the move is at offensive line. We've got Brock Bowers at tight end. And then the defense. We were able to somehow bring in Johnny Newton, Jerzon Newton, so he's now going to play left end. We've got Elliott and Barmore who are going to go into the middle. We've got James Houston IV who's going to go on the right side. We've also got Keon White, but I don't know. He just doesn't develop for some reason. I don't know what it is about Keon White. He just never developed. I've never had a thing like this, a franchise where Keon White turns into like an X Factor or even a superstar. I've never had that. I don't know what it is about Keon White, but he just doesn't develop. We were able to bring in DJ Turner from the Bengals last episode as well, so that's pretty cool. He can go alongside Christian Gonzalez, and we also drafted this stud right here, Marquand Evans from Texas, who's got 93 speed. He's already got both really good man and really good zone just right off the bat, so he's a studly player. The drafting god does make a return. And then we've got, obviously, Marcus Jones. So the cornerback room is looking really good. Linebacking core is a little weird. I like Juwan Bentley and I like Josh Uche. Judon's a little bit older at this point, so he's going to start to regress. But we have Bethune, we have Tatum, and we have Hall, who can all be replacements for all three of these top guys if need be. And then we have Peppers and Duggar. Probably what I'm going to have to end up doing is moving on from Jabril Peppers and just moving Marte Mapu over to free safety. I guess that could be an option because I want to use Marte Mapu, but he's not going to start over Kyle Duggar. So, not sure what I want to do there, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. It's time to simulate to the halfway point. Already loaded in the auto-generated draft class. We're all good there. Yeah, let's get to the halfway point, see how this team is doing in year number 3 through the halfway point of the season. Hopefully we see some good progress from Drake May, from the receivers, from the defense, from everybody, basically. So after 7 weeks of football, we sit at 5-1. That's way better than I could have ever imagined we would be at. And as you can see, we have a message from a breakout player in week 7 against the Texans. Jerzon Newton had a chance to go from normal to star development, and we won that game 27-7, which doesn't necessarily guarantee that he got it, but it helps. So let's see if he actually did get it. Johnny Newton, Jerzon Newton, is a star development player. Now, that ends up being a massive free agent signing now that he is star development. That's huge. Okay, so that takes us to star development with Newton. Drake May's now playing up to an 88 overall. The offensive line's holding up really well. Ramondre's an 88 just straight off the bat. And Johnny Newton, baby, you are a freaking legend. We're going to give him run stopper, though, just to kind of boost that up a little bit. Maybe not a good idea, but we'll do it anyway. And now we need to do the national focus. I don't know what the national focus is going to be. I don't even know how good this draft class is. I haven't looked at it since I loaded it in. So it's corner, receiver, and right end. We have tight end and middle linebacker as our 3-star scout, Terry Curtis. So not ideal, but it looks like there could be some decent players here. All right, let's just do middle linebacker, and then we will kind of just figure it out as we go. I might have to change that scout for next episode. I didn't realize that we were still scouting tight end. I think we're pretty good. Now that we have Brock Bowers, we don't really need another tight end, so I think we'll just ride it out with what we have there. And then negotiations. $26 million. Marcus Jones needs a new contract, but he's not super expensive. KJ Osborne will probably just let go or trade. And then there's Juju. I really wanted Juju to work out. I really did. Tyquan Thornton just kind of got lost in the sauce. Jawan Bentley's an interesting one, man. We do have his replacement already lined up. Maybe if I package Jawan Bentley and KJ Osborne and Juju Smith-Schuster all in a deal, I bet I could get something pretty decent for them. I'm not going to do it now, but I just kind of want to see what I can get. So if we package Jawan Bentley, and then we're going to bring Marcus Jones back, and then these two guys, what can we get? We can get a third-round pick plus Jordan Whitehead, Michael Carter, a superstar running back, but we have Ramondre, so I'm fine on that. We could get a replacement in Jamin Davis, but then we just kind of forget about the guy that we drafted. We could get Fashanu, which is interesting. That could be our left tackle replacement. He's only normal development, though, is the problem. Although, no, I can't change it. It's already 3 years in. I was going to change it to where he's at least star, because that's probably what he's going to be in the game, Madden 25. But it's too late now. I should have done that at the beginning. Lucas Van Ness is interesting. We could bring Jacoby Myers back, but I'm not going to do that. So there's some interesting offers. We'll see if that changes at the end of the season when we actually make the trade. We're not going to do it right now because we're playing pretty well, and I want to have all my guys at peak performance and I want to be the team at the strongest point. So we're 5-1 right now. Who knows what we're going to be at the end of the season, but there's only one way to find out. Let's go simulate. So it looks like we had a little bit of a slide the second half of the season. We finished 11-6. We do make the playoffs. Not as a division winner, unfortunately, but we have to go on the road to Kansas City, which is not ideal. It is a rivalry renewed, though. Patriots and Chiefs in the playoffs. Now, obviously, the Patriots team looks a lot different than the last few times we played the Chiefs in the playoffs, but maybe this time we can get over top of them. Who knows? Stats on the year. How did Drake May do? Ooh, Drake May looked real good. 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Drake May played really, really well. I like this a lot. This is really good signs of Drake May becoming like a top quarterback in this league. Rushing-wise, we had 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns from Ramondre Stevenson with over 310 carries, 315 to be exact. That's kind of crazy. Only 4.2 per carry with the average, but still, 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns is awesome. The no 1,000-yard receiver, even with 4,000 yards and through the air, that's kind of crazy, actually. It looks like he was just spreading the ball out a lot, but he got it to Demario Douglas and Jalen Polk, which is what I want. And it looks like Javon Baker only got 5 catches throughout this season, which is kind of sucky, but at least these two guys are starting to get a lot of usage. Defensively, Jawan Bentley had 98 tackles, DJ Turner 91, 89 for Mapu, 88 for Jones. Newton led the team with 18 tackles for loss. I'm really happy we got Newton, baby. Barmore had 13, Judon had 12, 10 for Shaden Elliott. And then sack leader was still Judon at his advanced age. Barmore had 7.5. Newton had 4. Interception leader was Jones with 2. 1 for a few other guys. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. We play the Chiefs. Can we get a win? I know it's the Chiefs and it's Madden, But we do win 28-17. We go into Kansas City, one of the loudest arenas, one of the loudest stadiums in the league of the NFL. And we beat them. Now we have to play the Buffalo Bills. I don't like our odds, but it could happen. You never know. Drake May goes into Buffalo. We lose by a single point. Oh my God, that's crazy. 21-20. That had to have been some sort of late game touchdown. It had to have been 20-14 or something, and the Bills come back and walk it off with a touchdown. That's my guess. Oh, that's crazy. A 1-point loss in Buffalo. They escape. The Bills survive. Does that mean they're going to the playoffs or the Super Bowl? Yes, it does. They're playing Tampa. Okay. Who's the quarterback at Tampa? Is it Baker still? No, it can't be Baker. They have to have a new quarterback at this point. Who's the Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback? What's their team look like? They do still have Baker. He's 30 years old. This is basically the same team. They're just in the Super Bowl now. This is wild. I don't see... Where's their first drafted player? Here he is, Gary Slauson. Everybody else here is a real-life player that is either old or was a rookie when we started the video. Or started the series. That's crazy that they've developed that well, and they haven't even drafted that crazy, and they still have Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. Well, come on, Tampa Bay. Do not let the Buffalo Bills get a championship. That would ruin my mood. And they get a championship. 30-24. Bills are world champions for the first time ever. And it's Joshy Poo. Josh Allen gets it done. He wins Super Bowl MVP and regular season MVP. He just had the greatest season of all time then. Mike McCarthy wins Coach of the Year. Joe Mixon and Frankie Louvu, of all people, are the Defensive Player of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year. Aaron Lindsley is the wide receiver for the Steelers. He gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Reggie Warmack, defensive end for the Cardinals, gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. So no awards for the good guys. That's all right. Because now it's time for the biggest move, maybe, of the entire episode, and that is to trade those guys on expiring contracts. Maybe make some magic happen. I did just clock that the Dolphins only won 2 games this year. That's kind of crazy and kind of funny. All right, negotiations. $55 million. We're going to accept the option on Christian Gonzalez. That's pretty obvious. I'm also going to re-sign Marcus Jones because I do think he's a good, valuable role player. So we'll give him $6 million and maybe $5 million, and he's going to come back. Perfect. Now the question is, what do we do with everybody else? KJ Osborne, Juju, and Jawan Bentley. I think they all have to get traded. I mean, we could bring them back, but Jawan Bentley's already 30. He's already 30. Oh, it looks like David Andrews retired. Okay. Intriguing. Well, that means we're just going to have to move Conrad Buckner to center, and he's going to have to take over. That's why we drafted him in the first place. So we move him to center. He takes over there. Perfect. He's a 76 overall. I wasn't expecting David Andrews to retire right now because I didn't really have a backup plan for him, but luckily I did have a backup plan, and it was Buckner. Demario Douglas and Polk still don't go up to development traits. They're killing me, man. Absolutely killing me. Defensively, no changes here. Everybody's still star development, or the one superstar. At least we're getting some good overalls. Maybe this is the year we trade Jabril Peppers and start Mapu at free safety, because he is 30 years old. I love Jabril Peppers. He's a very good player. But maybe this is the time where we also move on from him and get Marte Mapu up at the starting free safety spot. So let's talk about Jabril Peppers. We did extend him in this series. We've extended him before. We could get William Collins, who is pretty interesting. We could get Keon Coleman, which is really cool. A guy that I wanted the Patriots to draft in the first place in real life. Jason McLeod, who's a strong safety at 23 years old. Nate Hobbs, that's intriguing. And then Cooper Kupp, okay. Don't really want 33-year-old Cooper Kupp, especially because he's an 84. I'm intrigued by these two, William Collins and Keon Coleman. Now, I would hate to send Jabril Peppers to the Super Bowl champions and rival Buffalo Bills, but they'd be giving me back Keon Coleman, who's coming off of a Super Bowl. That could be very useful. We could pair Keon Coleman with Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, and Javon Baker, and that could be a really good wide receiver core for Drake May, plus Brock Bowers. But then William Collins, if we send him to Chicago, he could be the eventual replacement, because I don't know if that one right end that right outside linebacker that we have, he's only normal development, so I don't know if he's going to become the guy that I want him to become. William Collins is already on his way. This could be interesting. Maybe I package Jabril Peppers with somebody else. Maybe we package him with, who was it? It was, maybe we package him with Juju. We can get Tevin Jenkins. We can get Keon Coleman still, Justin Reed, Michael Mayer, and then Kevin Dotson. So not that much better. Still Keon Coleman. They just add another draft pick to it. I don't know if I could pass up on Keon Coleman. I know it's sending him to Buffalo, but they have to re-sign Juju because he's on last year of his deal, so who knows if they even do that. And then Jabril Peppers has only got 2 years left. I'm going to do it. I don't think I can pass up on Keon Coleman. We're going to bring him in, and then we package Juwan Bentley and KJ Osborne. We can still get Jason McLeod. We can get Kaiser White, but he's 30. Khalil Mack. Mike Williams, right guard, is interesting. Chartavius Martin, okay. Ooh, Kevin Corbett, superstar development, 22-year-old. They just got him. Okay, so these trades are a lot better than what we were getting initially. Charbonnet, Avila. I don't know if I can pass up on this middle linebacker. He's a 74 overall, but he's already got superstar development. He could really, and he was just a rookie this past year. I'm taking that. Juwan Bentley, we basically just found his replacement right off the bat. I'll take that. That's easy. That is easy, and that should be everybody that we cared about. Yeah, Tyquan Thornton we're not going to bring back. He can go, and he's not going to have that much trade value anyway, so he can just leave. But now we go adjust the lineup. It looks a little bit interesting now, because we add Keon Coleman to the team. Now we have Demario Douglas. We have Polk and Baker. We've got, on defense, we've got Corbett now instead of Tatum. All right. I'm okay with that. And then we're going to make Marte Mapu the starting free safety. We'll make him the starting free safety, and he should be good to go there. 79 overall, perfect. So Mapu goes over to free safety. Duggar now still stays at strong safety. And we can always, if Kyle Duggar, because he was an older rookie, so he's already 30. So we can always move Marte Mapu back to strong safety and get a free safety later on. That could always be a thing. So Drake May's now got Brock Bowers, Demario Douglas, Keon Coleman, Jalen Polk, and Javon Baker, plus Ramondre Stevenson. So offense is looking pretty solid. We just need to get another left tackle to replace Okafor, and then we'll be good to go pretty much from there. And maybe a right tackle, because I don't know if DeJuan Jones is going to get it done, but he might be able to. He got it done this season. Romeo Doubs. I can't get another receiver. That's irresponsible. We only have $40 million. It doesn't make much sense to get another receiver. Deebo Samuel being here is wild. Running back, we'll stick with the guys that we've got. Wide receiver, having Romeo Doubs here, and he's already an 88 overall, and he wants to be here, is really... Ooh, Brian Thomas Jr. is also here. Why do they have to do this stuff to me? Why do they have to give me Romeo Doubs, who really wants to be a Patriot? And Christian Watson also wants to be a Patriot. I'll come back to it. We'll see what else free agency has to offer. Trent Brown's too old. Trevor Penning, not high enough overall. Kingsley is also intriguing, but only normal development kind of hurts. Lyle Collins is not the right move. Center, we have our center. Right guard, we have our right guard. And then right tackle. Braden Smith being 30 is not that bad of an idea. If he just wanted to be here. Zadarius Smith is an X factor now. Okay. We're pretty good on defensive line. I don't think we need to sign anybody here. Outside linebackers. Middle linebackers. I think we're good on all this stuff. Then you got corner. We could bring Stephon Gilmore back, but does he really even do much? Kamari Lassiter being 24 years old. That's also intriguing. I might do a little bit of deals here. We might give Stephon Gilmore a little 2-year deal just to bring him back, retire as a Patriot. And then I might go after Kamari Lassiter too. So, but he'll be a little bit more expensive. A little bit of a longer term deal. Okay, so hopefully we get those two guys. Free safety Daxton Hill. That could be our replacement. We let him wait in the wings while we have Kyle Duggar for another season, and then after the end of the 4th year, Kyle Duggar moves away, and it's Mapu and Daxton Hill. I'm fine with that. Donovan Wilson. So that leaves us with $25 million. Is that even enough to offer Romeo Doubs? It could be. Do I want to do this? Is this irresponsible? Probably. But I can't help myself. All right, so Doubs, Gilmore, Lassiter, and Hill. All of them signed except for Gilmore, and they all signed for us. Wow, okay. And then Stephon Gilmore signs as well. So we bring Stephon Gilmore back to retire as a Patriot. I'm fine with that. But this team looks weird now. This team looks really weird now because we add Doubs, who becomes our number 1, then Keon Coleman and Pop Douglas, Polk and Baker. The receiving core is wild now. And then on defense, Daxton Hill and Kyle Duggar. But we have Mapu there to be... You know what? I'm just going to move Mapu right back to strong safety because he's just going to take over for Kyle Duggar next episode. Or at the end of next episode. We're going to let Duggar play out episode 4. And then once he's done, because he's already in 83 and he's 30 years old. So once he's done after next episode, we'll just move Mapu ahead of him and then maybe trade Duggar. I don't know. I don't know what his contract looks like anymore. I think I re-signed him, but I can't remember exactly. And then Stephon Gilmore. How's he look in the Patriot uniform? He looks good. Like he never left. He's back. And then we got Kamari Lassiter just to store him away until Gilmore retires, and then we can make a move. Maybe we trade away Marcus Jones, and then we're good to go from there. Or he just ends up being good depth. So, okay. That's a good offseason. That's a good free agency, but now it's time for the draft. I don't know where we're picking. We're probably picking, I'd say, probably somewhere in the late teens to high 20s. Or early 20s, I should say. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but it could be anywhere from 17 to 22, I would guess, is probably where we're at. But we'll find out in that 5th mock draft where we are. Where we are. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. All right, mock draft number 5. We are picking at number... Ooh, a little lower than I thought it was. 27. I guess we did go to the divisional round. I wasn't really putting that into consideration. Okay, so we're picking at 27. A lot of good offensive line down the board. Okay. They have us taking a left tackle as well. Ooh, who is you? Jamal Patterson, 5'10" corner. But we don't need corner. We just loaded up on corner. We don't need corner. Is there anybody at the top of this board that I absolutely have to have? Daniel Bacon's a great name, by the way. How are you two? Javier Boston. Looks pretty good. I don't know if he's worth trading up for, though. And then Gerald Gaither. Ooh, he looks good physically. I mean, he's got the elite speed and elite acceleration. But the number 3 overall pick might not be worth going all the way up there for. Especially when we don't necessarily need defensive line. Maybe we just stick at 27 and take one of these offensive linemen. That's probably the smartest idea, because we could use offensive line. We need both tackle positions, really, unless we want to ride it out with DeJuan Jones. Probably not Okafor. Let's go to the tackle positions and figure out who we want to go for. So let's go to right tackle, because some of these guys were the guys that we were scouted or mocked to get. So definitely want to look at Larry Worthy a little bit more. Probably want to even look at Sergio Cabrera. And then we'll go to left tackle and we'll look at probably, just judging based on this guy's 6'8", Dylan Whitfield. We'll look at him solely because of that. 6'8", that's like Trent Brown height right there. I don't know how big I didn't see what his weight was. But then we'll get to the draft and we will figure out what we're going to do. Okay. So let's go to that mock draft. Number 5. Randy Mitchell also could be a viable option. So we got to 90% on Larry Worthy. Okay. Dean Miller we didn't scout. I think the other guys that I did scout were guys that are not mocked in the first round. But I'm interested in this center. I kind of forgot about him. Randy Mitchell looks like he could be a stud. And he doesn't have to play center. We can move him around. I mean, he's 6'5", 319. We can move him basically anywhere. He could play anywhere on the offensive line, I would guess. So 27's a weird spot to be in because there's a couple guys down below that I could take. Let's start drafting and figure it out. Dolphins have the number 1 pick. They take Jeremy Morris. Is that going to help them win more than 2 games? I guess we'll find out. Javier Boston goes 2. Gerald Gather goes 3. Anthony Boyce goes 4. Bobby Means is the new quarterback in Washington, even though they have Jaden Daniels. I guess he didn't pan out. Not like our guy. All right, so we make it all the way to 27. Mitchell's still here. So is Larry Worthy. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Mitchell more than Worthy. I know that we need right tackle, but like I said, we could probably move freaking Big Dog Mitchell to play right tackle. He's 6'5", 319. He's got solid strength, good speed, good agility. I mean, he looks like a big dog, and I like big dog. So I'm probably going to grab Randy Mitchell here. Although we don't know. Those could be C's. We know about Larry Worthy. Should I try to trade into the first round? That's a little too risky, though. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? If I trade into the first round, again, after I take one of these 2 guys, I'd probably have to give up a whole lot, right? Or maybe I could give up Kyle Duggar. I think Tampa was the team that was projected to take Mitchell. But if I were to trade this pick, not this pick, trade for another pick with a team, 32 is too late. 31, no, I don't want to go to 31. Let's go to like 29 or something. Who's got 29? It's held by the Ravens. Okay, so what do they want for it? They want my pick next year or my pick the year after. Okay. They have no money. Oh, Baltimore. Okay, so Baltimore's off the table. We can't do that. The other team was the Jets, I think. They have... Oh, no, they don't have any money. Or they don't have the pick. It's the Jaguars. The Jaguars have pick 28. That's the pick right after us. So we could give Jacksonville... Oh, we probably can't because they only have $360K. They probably can't take Kyle Duggar's contract. No, that puts them in the negative. Oh, no, this is a bad situation. Okay, so who's got pick 20? Who's got pick 30 then? Who had pick 30? Pick 30 is held by... Tampa's at 31. Pick 30 is held by the Cowboys. They have literal $0 in their cap. They obviously can't take Kyle Duggar's contract. Oh, so it looks like we either have to trade future draft picks or just ride it out and not trade it. Because I can't... I guess we could trade with Tampa, but I was trying to trade ahead of them so that in case he gets taken ahead of us, then we're good. I guess I'll try... What's Tampa's cap room look like? Tampa's cap room is 280K. They can't take Duggar's contract either. Oh, why does nobody have any money? All right, I guess we just have to make a decision. Is it Randy Mitchell or is it Larry Worthy? I'd say that probably either one of them could play the other positions. I don't think that Worthy could play center is the only thing. I think he could probably play the guard positions or the tackles. But Randy Mitchell can pretty much play anywhere. So I'm going to go for him. He also has overall better physicals than Worthy does. I'm going to take Randy Mitchell. I hope that Worthy isn't the better player in the long run because I'm going to be upset if he is. But we'll see who takes him now. Keontae Wall goes. Now the Ravens get Larry Worthy. All right, kind of upsetting. But just none of the teams had cap room. I could have made a move, but none of the teams were able to take on the contract that I was giving up. Derek Dudley. Is he from Dudleyville? He might be. He's also decently fast for a D tackle, 4.82. All right, Derek Dudley. That's a viable option. I might come back to you. But what about Amari Milner, who also looks viable? Ooh, Amari Milner. 6'4", 271. Who's this guy? Josh Jefferson. Does he say he's 24? Oh, it's 21. He's 6'4". Elite strength. Josh Jefferson could be a fun one. Then you got Ezekiel Fulton. Okay, there's some good pieces here. Some good players that I like. I just don't know what I want to do. I could go for Ben Byron. 6'7" right tackle. He could basically be the Worthy of the second round because he looks pretty similar to him. Ben Byron might be my guy. But then again, I liked this guy, Derek Dudley. And I only have one second round pick. So I got to make it count. Let me look at other tackle options. Maybe that we could find somebody that's... Oops, that's left guard. So there's Ezekiel Fulton. Is there going to be another guy that I could replace Ben Byron with? Probably not. I mean, there's this guy, Gordon Burks, who doesn't look great, but also doesn't look bad. What about D tackles? Is there somebody better than Derek Dudley? Von Brazil is an elite name, but he's also round 2 to 3. I like that name. Jacoby Goodson. Jacoby Goodson's got the athleticism I like. I guess I'd be okay with Jacoby Goodson. It's not like we need D tackle either because we have Barmore and then we have the other dude. So we're not in desperate need of a D tackle. I think I'm going to go with the right tackle. I'm going to go with Ben Byron here. Hidden development. He could potentially take over for either Okafor or DeJuan Jones. And then the center, the guy that Randy, is it Randy Mitchell? Is that who it is? Whoever it is, Randy something. He could take over for the other tackle position. Okay, so I'm assuming all those players on the defensive side are gone. And it looks like, yeah, they're both gone. That's okay. Maybe there's somebody at the linebacker spot that we could grab. You know, I'm always looking for linebacker. Lance Hoover? Like the vacuum? Oh, if he was fast, I would totally grab him. Think about the memes. He's sucking the D. Oh, that's great. The Hoover vacuum, baby. Carlos Irving from The Ohio State University already puts him high on the list. He could be a guy. He's definitely a guy, that's for sure. He is definitely a person. Isaac Anderson. A little worse. I think I might go with that Carlos Irving dude. I might go with him. Or I could just go with Hoover for the specific reasons of the name. Let's go Lance Hoover. I don't care if he's bad or not. I drafted this man solely on his name. The Hoover vacuum. Welcome to New England. He's going to be sucking up all kinds of different things. But now again, we don't pick until the 6th round. And I don't even know if I'm going to use these picks. I might just let the CPU handle it. How bad is this guy? This guy cannot be that bad. Terrell Griffin, 6'4", ran a 4.5. He cannot be that bad. How is he still here? Alfonso Agnew. I'm assuming all those guys that I was just looking at are gone. Isaac Anderson. Was this the guy? No, it wasn't this. It wasn't this guy, was it? I don't think it. No. Oh, I looked at him, but there was a guy ahead of him, but he's gone now. So I was gonna say that name sounded really familiar. I think I'm just gonna let the CPU handle the rest of this because I don't really think that there's anybody else that I need to grab here. Nobody else is really gonna be worth it, honestly. So we're just gonna let the CPU handle the rest and get out of here. Kind of an interesting draft. I think that we got the offensive linemen that are going to help us in the future. I mean, we can turn Mitchell into a tackle pretty easily. 74 for Randy Mitchell, 73 for Ben Byron, 65 for Hoover, but remember, I drafted him solely on the name. I knew he was going to be pretty trash. Then they took Stephen Peck. Got a hair in my face. Hold on. Okay. Stephen Peck, they took a running back. He's a 71 overall. Then the rest is bad. So how's the rest of the class? This looked like it was a pretty good class, but it doesn't seem like it ends up being. There's a couple 78s, 179. It's not that great of a class in the grand scheme of things. So I think we came away with some good players, all things considered. And now we enter episode number 4, year number 4, with a improved team. Our guys are developing. And we can probably move Mitchell to tackle and be Gucci gang. And we can't even we got Larry Fitzgerald as well, so having Byron there is pretty solid. We don't even need to move Mitchell to tackle anymore with Fitzgerald there. Offensive line depth is great. We've got Fitzgerald, we got Douglas, we got Mitchell, we got we got Byron, we got all kinds of depth on the offensive line. The rest of the team's looking pretty good. And then we've got Kyle Duggar. Oh, they took a safety who had hidden development. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm expecting big things from this team in Season 4. We made the playoffs. We won a playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs of all teams. So it's only up from here, I guess, right? That's what you would think. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.